No intro, let's go immediately to the business. All tips will have its pro clips. This deployable shield will block entrance towards the games on the sides. Good luck attackers getting in. They'll be able to vault from the opposite direction, but that's super vulnerable once they do that.
3v5, 2v5, 2v4 situations. It's just not happening for them today. Whereas on the flip side,
Bullet hole spawn peaks. Spawn peaks that are zero risk and huge reward, but kind of bit harder to do.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failed.
And also on the board, with all of those available and Maverick and Thatcher bound, you'd really expect to see them bring it on the defense.
One more bullet hole angle. Don't be afraid of having a bit larger hole, as it won't be visible from the attacker's perspective. Most your mute denying drones your way is recommended. A Kobe from the Villa's angle onto the triple statuary walls. Pretty insane against the bandit trigger.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly
It's a good yeet. Usually you see the shields placed a little bit closer to the top of the main stairs or facing the other way down 90, but what this will do is actually
Save a drone in the toilet, as there will be usually a defender in a higher MMR game, and most likely with the shotgun.
We've seen a few Amaru plays and a few Amaru picks throughout this tournament. We haven't seen a successful one yet.
We actually did on saves.
before insertion.
Was it successful?
Another deployable shield to block any attacker getting in is in the dirt, by Bank, as shown in one of the previous videos. Attacker will have to use explosives onto your shield or forget about this push. Similar thing works for the consulate's double door. An interesting spot to be if you open up the consulate's toilet hatch. I'm sure that you won't be drowned out, just like how Navi didn't drown the guy out.
Of maybe a surprise frag here on anyone who might try and enter. Nello is slow and steady clearing. They have the impression someone is close. They pre-fire towards the angle. They will fully know someone's there. Nello caught out by a C4 as he saw it drift.
Another Maverick counter or a waster is to open up the bottom and above hole so the torch becomes even less consistent. Don't open up the whole part, leave purposely soft part.
And then the map is kind of like the set in tennis, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like, that was terrible, but right. Well, go ahead.
Clearing the route.
A useful smoke setup, denying console and the toilet push.
Brunello is going to be leaving it up to panics and saves right now, the ones who are actually on site.
Cavalry mains, I got a spot for you. Be careful about the legs if Cavalry angles herself toward the south. The legs will be visible from the other side. So as a Cavalry, you have to face yourself towards the west side.
And seek here and waiting for the approach on this hatch. They know someone is close. Kendrew is holding his breath, tighter than he has ever held it before.
Let me give you another beautiful and underrated angle, towards the study with the shield on.
No, Matt, here as you mentioned, whether it's the Kaibi, honestly, this is kind of a weird comp from G2, I've got to say. You don't often see like a Jacqueline and a Kaibi, but hey.
An interesting and kind of new run out on the Villa.
If you remain in this area. Friendlies victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
For me is that Talon already won Kitchen Dining. And what's this? Aggressive Pele? Oh my word! What is that for BMW? That's the Zafir taken out.
This scope is really important to know as a defender, if you're a Jaeger, but also as an attacker.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failed.
Control, VIP control. Very unusual for map control to be forfeited this early on by the defenders. Great grenade. Now Kozeka won't necessarily know about it, but he might find two! That's huge! Very nice there from...
The following shield is different because you can stand and peek through the slits, unlike any other shield, where you have to crouch.
that's why they're sending down that Zafir.
This is a big potential flank coming out of Prano, mind you. If he can get the...
Another reason why Kali is not as good as Thatcher is because of mute tricking Kali. Yep, mute tricking is now a thing when Thatcher is banned.
There, finally the air jab's getting to be put down. And a lot of them coming in through Big Tower, as you say. They're going to have to breach that wall there in the attic. The question is, who of Na'Vi is...
If you're desperate to have the walls close in the club, bring Claire by the drone hole. This still won't deny Zofia going underneath to deal with you.
Season as well. So maybe that's going to help Fnatic a little bit with the adaptations that are needed. Lunar Metal! Is that what? This is the counter the Zofia trick? This is the most 200 IQ play I have ever seen.
It is time for another spawn peak, this time on the coastline, brought to you by Rogue.
Mission failed. All friendlies
Well, we do see a spot from Aces. Gets the eye on a player, but has a bit of trigger discipline there. Doesn't want to risk shooting and giving away his position in hopes that he would.
A unique angle from the hookah all the way to the Z.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
There we go. He'll have a lot of long lines of sight, and they've opened up a lot of holes here for them to do it. Look at that luggage line of sight. That's a brilliant one.
Beautiful.
That's what a lot of attackers.
An interesting way to use the chunk on Oregon, but even more interesting angle from the attackers to deal with his shield.
Wind in the
You know,
sails.
it's picked up a couple of cherry bushes, maybe a small dog like a chihuahua would be in there. Not a man, you know. It couldn't really get enough force to pick anyone else up. Oh, Tim, tell you where the force is coming.
Have you ever thought of using attackers' holes to kill them? Fabian did on the bank's open hatch.
I've actually forgotten most of the I'm getting shot. Bomb is dead.
As a droner, it is important to know the parkour spots, like the cafe one to the east balcony, very powerful for the pre-phase drones. Apex has brought to use a very unique of holding close on Villa with ADSs, deployable shields, jammers, and the reinforcements. This can be a mini duoQ strat.
Here's some candelas going off at the other side of the map, meaning that the Ying is trying to gain some ground. But you see how well occupied Fav is, but trying to actually take control of this one right here. There's
Another version was shown by the Korean team, with the castle barricade and slightly different reinforcements.
통해서 위험한 각을 제거해주고 있습니다. 이렇게 된다면은 그냥 앞막 앞까지 전부 다 사용해주겠다는 거죠. 화장실까지 공사를 하고 있습니다. 방패 설치해줬고요. 상당히
Or a third version, but all are alike, heavily holding closet. Using goo mines to spot a plant is common, and here's another spot on the villa to put it.
Goo mine's going to go down. That will prevent somewhat of a push, and there's less than a minute remaining, so Empire...
And since you're on the villa, stop the flanks from the outside. This is toilet.
Are not just fall victim into that choke point that is the pantry doorway into kitchen. So hopefully we see something a bit more from Empire here, maybe a bit of a roam clear vertically as well.
On Oregon, if Thatcher was banned, you can make sure that the meeting hedge stays reinforced with this close spot. Kali can't get rid of it, even if putting just above it.
That hatch on electrical, it's because that electric claw is on the other side of the door, actually in supply, right in front of Shepard. Really well placed electric claw here, and here's another lance to go out and not find it. You can actually see the claw right above this doorway, and Secret are absolutely at a loss right here, simply because of that one electric claw.
And one pony impact trick from the arsenal toward the bar hatch. This will work just once in the match. Have you missed Villa yet? A beautiful angle for a roam clear. Stop the whole first floor rotation in half.
Play the Mozzie instead of the Goyo, we'll deny some drones, we'll keep playing that Vigil, which has been in all but one round so far for Na'Vi, and see if our aggression...
Let's talk about the shields, and don't mind the Valkyrie's loadout. And this is especially useful the moment your freezer wall gets opened. Do you want to be even more aggressive? Open up the wall and pair up your shield with the ADSs.
That was a big round from Fabian. You look at a man who's gone 5 and 5, and you're like, yeah, I mean, he's pulling his weight, not doing anything outlandish. But you know, that round, you've really got to put it down to Fabian.
Here's an immediate counter from the outside on Cafe. On Border, a beautiful coordination between the Maverick and the Repel player can be done against one of the default defense spots. A bit more coordination will be shown in the clip in the background.
Patches back downstairs later in the round.
They've only brought that one castle upstairs, but what you are seeing coming out of them here is the attempt, if nothing else. Chaos is finally wanting to joystick nice and early. I was going to say...
Also, a very useful angle can be found from below in the ventilation.
Upstairs as best they can and not concede it at all. But I think you've already seen one member drop away from the top. That's the only one you're seeing up there right now is Durza by the looks of it. The rest playing these angles, trying...
Two angles in one, at Oregon, both facing tower stairs. The bunker pushes in harder now.
We're all just getting ready to like rush in, clearing out the utility to ensure that they're prepared. But if they do this, I'm kind of interested.
Here's an idea how to use Iana properly by tricking Jaeger on the top of the main stairs.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
No, but Triple Lift's not going to be looking in from anywhere. Tomorrow clearing him up, and the Gemini gets sent up.
A powerful jump spot in case your plan is to pull the hookah. Knowing his own is by the parrot helps a lot.
Good drone there, and it's actually trapped in there by a Mozzie pest, I believe, as well. So he's not...
An interesting way to deal with the Monty, by first blocking his escape route and teammates to back him up, and then smoking him off, giving you angles to his back.
Out though, Guy's gone immediately. So obviously we'll fill that with a nice little replay. Well done, Simon. Good job aiming on the execution. I love this play, by the way. I thought this was actually really sick.
How many times were defenders playing behind the meeting table on the consulate? Say no more.
Guess, am I going to be using one of the Zofia impacts or breaching rounds to deny that table? Oh, yes, they do. Okay, never mind. I was going to make a hypothetical.
Similar can be found at the villa, and thanks to the Reaper for finding this one out. Since we're in the villa, if you know someone is behind the extra table, frag him out from below.
There's only one winner because Citizen has to make a move, he has to do something for it. He's the one who can just hold the angle there. Rip's taking big damage off that nade from...
Pretty interesting angle for the meetings Oregon to the T2 to T3 stairs.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Stage is open.
I'm going off my own initiative now.
You have Attic?
Kinda, not really.
Touchdown says dead.
Speaking about the Oregon, an interesting castle, duoQ strat with any other defender can be found in the meeting, kitchen and the security.
And what you see on the right is just, it's poetry in aggressive bullet-ridden motion.
Now, I really like this that Fav Gaming is setting up right now because it's like they're setting up so that number 2 can have this roam really to himself and make the most of it. Obviously, the castle barricades will make it so much harder.
Drones are very important, and here's a great Gary drone spot that could get you kills.
They know somebody is playing the close corner. Great drone positioning, but...
A very long angle from the second floor toilet onto the consulate. All the way to the console.
Mission failed. All friendlies were eliminated.
This game here is a whole few, very many leagues above our ranked play, but I love that angle that Kanto's setting up. That's
Or a bit more simple angle to deny the rappel on the east balcony of Cafe.
Is Aldo potentially losing his life, so he has to be careful around this window, not overstay his...
In the clubhouse kitchen, did you know that you can see all the way to the blue?
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
the next to full, but there's only 2 members of Virtus Pro left. The plant hasn't been made, and there's 16 seconds remaining. They're not even on the...
Maybe you need another way to deny the Kai from the launch. Or with a C4 on border.
Pancakes being deployed once again. There is work to do.
Dan, very clever there, just...
Oh, what
a that from Shepard! What?
One more common angle, but very underused in your averages Joe's ranked matches, from the pools, John Hall to the office.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
DZ finding themselves in a 4v3. Still roughly the same amount of time left, given the fact that there was 3 kills in the span of 10 seconds.
Also, for your average Joe's ranked match, you will need to know how to throw this C4 over the church triple walls.
Friendlies victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
However, aside from the default angles, here is a double story angle on the console from the cafe to the double windows in the meeting.
Friendlies victorious. All friendlies have been eliminated.
Okay.
Again?
Again?
It's
Oh,
like
we've
the
seen
second
this
time in a row
angle
we've seen this.
from Rogue before, where you open up both of the hatches, or the hatch rather, and then a vertical...
We will have 2 very similar but yet different angles on the villa. First one facing 90 and its hole.
We have been eliminated.
Into things. Lucky with that drone, I guess, not quite hitting the right place, but they see the hatch, or not the hatch, sorry, the doorway being reinforced.
The second one will be by the trophy window all the way toward the landing.
Back off, have a little bit more teeth, land some C4s with those Valk cams. Maybe, if possible, have some... Oh, no!
Another useful drone spot can be found in the security of the coastline, where the majority of the flank happens. That person watching it gives you the full control of the flanks.
Work to full effect. And not a surprise, a sunrise push here from Fnatic yet again.
Pretty interesting angle to cover the rotations from the defenders roaming at the console. That may drop the hatch.
Except obviously they've decided to bring the Thatcher, which means they can get rid of that util. That's gonna have to be a drop there from Light.
Speaking about the roaming, a roaming duo with just 3 reinforced statuary walls can stall the bedroom to aviator push pretty quickly.
But there are 2 more met here. Ready to hard contest, a great crossfire. Pikachu could actually open the soft wall here. Biting back is Electrify, a couple pre-fire.
Seemingly basic angle, but never seen used. From the top yellow all the way to the soda on the opposite side of the top floor.
All friendlies were eliminated.
As well, so there is that presence on the top floor from him, and he's actually holding this angle all the way down the hallway just to make sure no one from
Also another cheeky bullet hole angle from the console to the top via stairs.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
do so far. Now they have to be aware, of course, that Light is holding this angle here, and yeah.
How many times were defenders playing behind the shields in the Aqua? Say no more with the rappelling upside down.
Are gone now, and there's a full minute left on the clock, so Simatuki will find himself getting...
For our final angle, but not the last tip. Let's jump to the UMP Gold bullet hole from the trophy to the attic.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
강화를 안 해놓고 있었네요.
이거?
굉장히 리스크가 많은 작업이었어요.
A few moments later.
자, 이러면 회관 푸시가
다시 올라오는데요?
너무나도 당연해진 상황입니다.
뚝심있게
이걸 잡아내네요. 밀 필요가 없었거든요.
We will end up our tips and tricks with the spawnpeeking from the paper. Massive thanks and props to Patrick or Illumipat13 and Flo for giving me loads of clips of the Pro League. Also thanks to Admiral Nox for helping me with the clips. Thank you for watching this video and staying with me for this long, and thanks all the patrons and YouTube members for making this video available. If you want to learn all the basics and advanced things about the Siege, make sure to give me a like, subscribe and click the notification bell to get all notifications from my channel. Make sure to give me feedback down in the comment section below.